Here's a special report now, exclusively from Blue Eye Media. And now from our global friendly partners.
New Jersey law enforcement is today establishing a peaceful, protected protest zone in the area right outside Deleny Hall.
A horse literally just hit our camera. You okay, John?
Yeah, I'm done. Straight in.
And now you see state police coming back. They're coming in through horseback. Don't
let go of me. Don't let go.
I got you. So they're trying to...
Don't let go.
This is state-sponsored terrorism. Watch out.
Look out. You guys all right?
Yeah. A horse literally just hit our camera. You okay, John?
Yeah, I'm done. Straight in.
Protesters are saying, we pay for these streets. They are literally attacking unarmed protesters. What makes them different than ICE? Protesters have...
So today I was at Deleny Hall, and I've been covering Deleny Hall for the last 9 days. I've been outside, and I haven't heard anyone yet acknowledge the fact that protesters, peaceful demonstrators, have been outside of Deleny Hall for the last year, working with families and trying to bring attention to the conditions inside Deleny Hall. Will you acknowledge the fact that violence didn't start until ICE agents were sent to Deleny Hall, masked ICE agents who have been using tactics to disperse crowds that before were never necessary? Does the governor's office acknowledge the fact that violence didn't start because of protesters who have been there for over a year?
You know, I don't recall seeing any violence from protesters. I'd have to look back. I haven't tracked it as closely as you have, but certainly when it came on my radar was, I believe, around Monday evening, if that's what you recall.
And ICE agents arrived on Monday
when
afternoon.
ICE agents came and started to interact with the protesters, which is something that we tracked and we're watching very closely. And it seemed to be escalating to the point where we were seeing batons used and other things that were not in line with how we felt was appropriate for, at that time, the crowd control. So at that time we were also concerned that there would be a surge of ICE, and we were being told that. So we took measures to make sure that didn't happen.
And just one follow-up. Yesterday, we saw the New Jersey State Police arrive, and a lot of us who have been on the scene saw them setting up with the horses, with their riot gear, and it looked as if they were ready to respond to an escalation. But today, New Jersey State Police are at Deleny Hall, and as you mentioned yesterday during your briefing, you were preparing for the counter-protesters. The counter-protest was today, and when the Proud Boys arrived at Deleny Hall, New Jersey State Police were not prepared with riot gear or horses. They were standing in front of the Deleny Hall side entrance where ICE agents have been brutalizing protesters for the last several nights. So my question is, why did NJ State Police arrive yesterday prepared to respond to a riot when there were no counter-protesters? New Jersey State Police arrived ready, seemingly, to respond to an escalation that some people would say began with the police and not with the protesters.
You know, pulling things together remarkably quickly to make sure that there was no pretextual reason for ICE to put their people on the ground. We had put them off for at least one night, but we did not have a lot of time, and we knew that they were ready to engage in a way and clear out protesters. Having seen what that looks like in other states, very violent techniques, no area for people to protest, then counter people coming in from all over the country and creating really a situation that's very dangerous for everyone. At that time, we decided to move in to make sure that ICE was not doing any of that and to make a commitment to keeping the public safe.
This is the piece of shit police officer that laughed at me when I asked him politely to please take the flags down. He said that he likes the flags and that he wants them there. See? So he is definitely wanting to incite violence by having these flags on this fence. I asked him and I asked all these officers to please take the flags down. They're not the American flag. They don't represent what we are right now. And they all said no. They all said they would not take the flags down. Why do we have these flags here in front of police officers? Why?
You know that when they decide to turn the system against you, that your uniform and your bootlicking is not going to stop it? You should be over here with us. You're trying to arrest and attack the same people that you share community with. Have you ever thought about what you do? Do you justify it by saying, I got to get a paycheck? It's not a good justification, guys. You need to join the people you live with and stand in solidarity with your community. Stop being traitors to your own class. Because are they paying you enough to do this? Of course they're not. I know that you fucking complain about your pay. Ain't that right there, Tom? You complain about the pay all the time. Oh, underpaid, overworked, but here you are fighting against the same people that are also underpaid, overworked. Don't be a class traitor, join us.
2 more years you have to deal with it.
Deal with what? What are we dealing with?
With Trump as your president. 2 more years.
I'm just talking to the guy.
He's a fat fucking communist ginger.
Here's an update from Deleny. Listen, I want to remind everybody that we are out here because there's people in there that are being illegally detained, and they have demands. Here's their demand, short and simple. They want to meet with the governor so they can tell the governor of the conditions by which they're being held. They demand to free the young, free the elderly, free the sick at a minimum. Now, they should all be freed. Free them all, because they're being held without habeas corpus, which is why their third demand is to just review their cases. If you get them before a judge, which the Geo Group, the private company that runs this hostage facility, doesn't have enough judges on purpose, because they want to make sure these cases don't get reviewed so they can keep them in these abhorrent conditions. And why do they have them in these abhorrent conditions? Because they're trying to coerce them into signing voluntary deportation orders by keeping them in abhorrent conditions with inadequate medical care, inadequate food, and by doing so, they will coerce them into signing a voluntary deportation order. That's why the fourth demand is to end the coercion. Also, there's a group out here that's been out here for a really long time that is helping these people when they get released. They're making sure they meet with their families. They're making sure they get food and whatever they need. They make sure they're taken care of when they're released. They have a GoFundMe. It's right here. I'm going to put the link in my bio as well as the link in my story. They only have a $4,500 goal. Can we just double that and make it $9,000? If you can't be out here standing in solidarity outside the prison, at least, you know, support with donations. Or if you don't have money, send that link, send that GoFundMe to people who do have it. All right, that's why we're out here. We're out here to stand in solidarity with the people. And by the way, this is happening all across the country. It's not only happening here. Every American needs to know what's happening in your country, and it's going to take the collective voices of the people to end this bullshit. All power to the people. Abolish ICE. Free them all. So there are some ICE supporters out there, approximately 10 to 11. I might be conservative in my estimate. It could be 12. And so it's good to see that the bootlickers are here to lick the boots, or else they might get dirty. Listen, half those guys, half the 12 people that's here to support ICE, are average age 70. I just can't wait till the old bigots just die the fuck off. We still got young bigots. They've taught their kids their bigotry. There's plenty of people my age that are bigots. There's just a lot more of them. That's that old crusty, dusty ass age, because they still fucking believe in their daddy's politics, which is, you know, fucking Jim Crow. Okay. So I'm rooting for fucking, you know, natural causes to just thin out that pro-ICE crowd, and the other half that gets left behind is on us to keep the fight up. We got to remember the whole entire reason we're out here is because there's people in this facility that are being held against their will, that are being forced to eat rotten food. They got worms in their food. They're on hunger strike because of they're being held against their will and because of the horror conditions. We're hearing about guards going in and tear gassing the block and beating up detainees, and they're not getting proper medical care on top of that. So that's why we're out here. And by the way, it's not just happening at Deleny Hall. It's happening at detention facilities across the country. Right. The hunger strike's spreading. LA, at the MDC down in LA, they've been out there for well over a year raising hell because of the detention there. ICE has this big contract. They want to put up detention facilities everywhere else. We watched Governor Sherrill back up what the police did last night.
Oh, yeah.
Centrist Democrats won't save us. We're not going to vote our way out of this. We're going to fucking beat the street and meet in the street, and that's how we win this. We need a revolution of people. We need a revolution of ideology, and we need to fucking be the louder voice screaming for humanity.
Thank you, Jolly. Appreciate it, buddy. Jolly good ginger, guys.
Greg Bovino, the man responsible for the ICE raids in Minnesota and elsewhere, is sending a clear message to ICE agents and CBP officers in New Jersey at the Deleny Hall. You can see the image he posted for yourself. He says, "Give them hell and live the moment," actively cheering on ICE officers who over the past several days have exhibited forms of violence, have attacked protesters, have quelled protests. Right now in the Deleny Hall facility, there have been hunger strikes going on for more than 1 week, 8 days now. Why? Because inside the facility, there have been horrific conditions. I've spoken about them previously, maggot-infested food and more. And there have been clashes outside of the facility for several nights now. This is the message that Greg Bovino, the former commander of many officers on the ground across the country, is giving them. This is serious. It is serious. People need to know what's happening. So spread the word and follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Follow Blue Eye Media for exclusive insights and breaking news sources from global friendly outlets that you'll never get from the mainstream cable TV and antenna radio or satellite outlets. Learn how to play the flute of the world and learn the real facts.